Hey friends, welcome back to Whiskey and Whit. I'm Whitney, and in today's video we are going to be doing some Kirklands-inspired DIYs, doing the same look and adorable decor for a lot less, so stay tuned. First up is this pillow that they are selling for $45, and I knew that I could make it for much cheaper, and this version is actually a Dollar Tree DIY, which makes it even better. So I grabbed 2 of these placemats in their little buffalo check end cap section. So I measured out my placemat to know how big my decal needed to be, and then I put my heat transfer vinyl shiny side down onto my mat, and I cut out each piece in the 3 different colors on my Cricut. Now this file I will link down below for you, so if you want to make it, you don't have to worry about designing it. You'll just need a vinyl cutter and some different color heat transfer vinyl. Once everything was cut on my machine, I went through and weeded it out. Now what I found is the best way to weed heat transfer vinyl is take out all your little inside pieces first and then pull the outside piece, because if not, that carrier sheet is sticky, and if you do this step first, your hand's gonna stick to that and it's super annoying. So I like to do the little pieces first and then take out all of the larger pieces on the outside of the cutout. Then I warmed up my Cricut Easy Press, but you could absolutely use an iron for the heat transfer vinyl. You're just going to want to follow the instructions dependent on the brand that you purchased, and also if you're not using these particular placemats, figure out what type of material it is so that you can get your settings all set. There's a ton of cheat sheets on Pinterest if you need help on that. And then I pressed my first one for the full time, peeled it back, and then I started adding my additional pieces. Each subsequent piece I pressed for about 10 to 15 seconds, just enough to get it to stick. I did this on my Hocus Pocus video and I got a ton of comments like, don't press it for the full amount of time because you'll fry it. I didn't fry my Hocus Pocus pillow, but this definitely worked better, so thank you for the tips. Then it was time to create my pillow. So I use hot glue because I am not a sewer. I don't have a sewing machine. I use my hot glue. I stuff my pillow, and this is just some leftover stuffing I had from a pillow that I'm repurposing, a gift sack pillow, but you can use an old pillow that you have. You can buy polyfill. There's a ton of different ways you can do that. And then I ended up gluing my end to seal it. And also my line of glue is in a little bit further, so you kind of have that nice outline on the outside. You could put your glue all the way to the edge. It's really just personal preference, but I like this look a lot better. And then here's the original $45 pillow. And here's my pillow. Now, granted, sizing is a little different, but in decorative pillows, I don't want anything too crazy large anyway. But I really love this cute little snowman, and I love the There's No Place Like Home for the Holidays. I love the song. I love the saying. I love the sentiment. And this is going to be a great addition to my Christmas decor this year. Up next is this really cute Christmas countdown plaque, and I also created this one with Dollar Tree supplies. So this isn't actually a Dollar Tree video because not everything's Dollar Tree, but this particular one as well as that pillow are Dollar Tree, and I am in love. So I used this gift tag sign that I had left over from last year, but they do have a ton of gift tag options at the Dollar Tree currently, so it doesn't have to be this sign, just that shape. And then I just grabbed some Crimson Waverly chalk paint from my stash and painted the whole thing. Also made sure to paint the back and the sides. Then I used some painter's tape and some chalkboard paint to create that little countdown space that we can change every night, and I'm really excited to do this with Finn. So I used a tape measure and a couple straight edges, figured out where everything needed to go, and then once it was all taped, I used Martha Stewart brand chalkboard paint. It honestly was a little tacky, so I've probably had this way too long, but it did what it needed to do. And then to create the little border of white lines, I just used some more painter's tape. It was a quick and easy process. I used just a little bit of tape, a little bit of paint, and it actually worked out pretty well. I am not a really good painter, so I needed help making that straight line. And then for this one, this is another free design file I will link for you down below. I created it, and I ended up changing the sign from days to sleeps. In my family, when we count down to a big holiday, it's been like this since I was little. It's 3 sleeps till whatever, or it's 5 sleeps till whatever. So I wanted to start that with Finn and count down the sleeps till Christmas or when Santa comes. Then the last step is to create a fun little bow. So I used some burlap I got from Hobby Lobby, looped it over and kind of scrunched it to create the back burlap ribbon. And then I followed the same steps with this red buffalo check ribbon from Walmart. You're going to fold over the two ends like the awareness ribbons and then scrunch the center together and tie it with some jute twine. Once you have that tied on your colorful piece of fabric, then you can take that additional piece and tie it onto your burlap. It's just giving you a additional layer in your bow to make it a little more fluffy, a little more festive. This was not on the original one, but I decided that mine needed a bow. I popped it on with some hot glue and then also finished off the center with a little glued piece of that same ribbon. And then the final step is to kind of season that area with a piece of chalk on your chalkboard, paint, and then go through and write how many sleeps until Christmas. And then a quick reminder, this is what the Kirkland's version looks like, and here's what my version looks like. So similar enough, especially compared $14 to my couple bucks with Dollar Tree supplies. Gotta love that. Up next is another sign, and I couldn't decide between this Merry Everything or the Oh Holy Night sign. And so I decided to make both and make both of them in one sign. So this is actually a double-sided sign. It is great if you want to do this for multiple seasons. Started with a piece of wood and I painted one side black for the chalkboard look and one side red for the Merry Everything look. You can use whatever size wood you want. The only thing you're going to want to pay attention to is the size of your stencil and also the size of your border, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So while that's all drying, I went through and created my stencil. These are also free cut files that I will link for you down below. And I was able to cut both on one big sheet of vinyl. You could also cut it on Dollar Tree contact paper. I did that in my fall Kirklands-Inspired DIY video, so I will link that if you want to check that out. But this is just scrap vinyl that I had that I wanted to use, and I think this vinyl sticks really well to wood and the chalk paint so you don't get a ton of bleeding. So that's why I ended up using it. But you could use stencil vinyl. It's really whatever your preference is, just something that is going to stick. I'm not a huge fan of the stencil vinyl, to be totally honest, but if you can get it to work, more power to you, but that is just my opinion. So then I took my favorite paper transfer tape from Expressions Vinyl. I will link this down below. I love, love, love using this with wood because it's sticky enough to grab your stencil, but it's not so sticky that it's going to rip off all that paint you worked so hard to put on. So this is my favorite. I put it down, I make sure all my bubbles are pressed out, and then I grab some Mod Podge and just do a quick coat. It's going to seal down your stencil. I've also seen people do the color that's underneath. So here I could have done red and then white. You could also do that too. It's just a makeup sponge from Target and some Waverly chalk paint, up and down dabbing to help alleviate that bleeding as well. My last step was to use some painter's tape and add those really pretty lines. I think that adds some additional character to the sign. I kind of followed what the Kirkland one had, but I also just kind of followed my heart and figured out what I wanted it to look like, and I kind of wung it. But that's the awesome part about doing these signs yourself. You can keep the elements that you love, and you can also tweak the ones that you don't, or add your own flair to it. And it's a great place to start if you're a new DIYer to figure out something that you like the look of, but then slightly tweak it instead of having to come up with something super original right off the bat. And then I followed the exact same process, transfer tape, painting, Mod Podge, the whole bit on the Oh Holy Night sign. And then I also went through and did a little bit different of a line situation on either side. So it tied them together in the sense that they both have either side of the lines, and then they also have the same fonts. So it looks like it's all part of the same grouping. Then it was time to line up my borders. So when you're thinking about your wood, you're going to want to get 1x2 strips. I will link all the measurements down below because it's harder to explain just verbally, but you just want to go ahead and add 2 inches to whichever part of your sign that you want to be the overhang, whether that be the top and the bottom. So add 2 inches to each piece, or the right and the left side, add 2 inches to each piece. It will give you that really nice border all the way around. Now, when I nailed mine on, I decided to do the Oh Holy Night kind of sunken in with the frame, and that meant that the Merry Everything was going to have a flush frame. You could also nail it right in the center, so each has a little bit of an overhang, but I decided to go this route with it. I love how the Oh Holy Night sign goes super well with my recent Dollar Tree rustic DIYs. I will link that video for you if you're feeling this vibe this year like I am. And the Merry Everything goes perfect with my red buffalo check vibes that I do every year. And our last project is going to be this first Noel framed plaque. Now, I wanted to make something smaller because I don't have a ton of wall space left given what I already have for Christmas. So I grabbed this sign after 4th of July at Michael's. So I took dark walnut stain from Minwax, stained the whole thing, and cut out a decal on my Cricut, which this one, again, will be linked down below. Then I went through with my same technique to weed out all of the inside little pieces and then take the outside off. Now for this one, I'm not making a stencil. I'm just using the decal. We're going to use a different type of stenciling method here. So you're going to cut this out just like you were going to stick this on a cup or on a sign as is. Then I took that same paper-based transfer tape and put my design onto my stained little wood box. Once that's applied, same thing here, add your Mod Podge so everything's stuck down. And I just went through with a paintbrush and covered everything. If you're using the vinyl like I am, you can go ahead and go over with the paintbrush. You're not going to mess anything up. I grabbed some Waverly chalk paint, and before I added the paint, I went through and used some painter's tape, just so then that way my pretty outside little border that's stained isn't going to get covered with paint. And then I went through with a paintbrush and did kind of a cross between a regular paint and a dry brush. So here you're not coating a ton of paint because I wanted it to look rustic, but you covered it enough that the words are covered. Then you're going to remove your tape after that one coat, and then I just took my little weeding tool and peeled up all of the little letters. Now this is not something you're going to want to do with a super long verse, like this is probably about my max, but I really love that the background is white and the letters are that stained color. You're also going to want to be careful that you're not digging too deep into the wood when you're pulling up the letters with the weeding tool, because I've done that before and it does not look good. Final step is to sand it down. I used 100 grit sandpaper here to give it that rustic look, and voila! I love the simplicity of this, especially when you put it in with like a mantle setup like I did here. It goes super well with that Walmart church that I have behind it that I got in a recent video. And it also goes really well with that cute little Dollar Tree bell in this setup. Last year I realized that I had a lot of things that said Christmas on it, but not a lot with the true meaning of Christmas. And so this year I'm doing a few more DIYs so that I can change that. Overall, all of these from Kirkland's would easily have cost me over $100, and instead I was able to make them for less than 20 bucks. Now that includes all the items that I already had at my house, but still, that is a great savings, and I'm able to get that same look for so much cheaper. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a future Whiskey and Whit video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!